Welcome to One Happy Thing, the podcast where three best-selling novelists, Maddie Dawson, Carrie Schaefer, and Jennifer Mormon, explore the silver linings, bright moments, and everyday magic that inspire a kinder, more creative world. One happy thing at a time.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to One Happy Thing podcast. I am Jennifer Mormon, and I am so excited to be with y'all today. And I'm also here with the always fabulous Carrie Schaefer and Maddie Dawson. And I am thrilled that we have a guest today, a very special guest. Her name is Jacqueline Pennewill, and I cannot wait for y'all to meet her and hear what we have to say during our conversation. And Carrie, you have the honor of introducing us to our wonderful guest today.
I do, and I'm so excited about this. So our fabulous guest today, as Jennifer already told you, is Jacqueline Pennewill. She is the author of a book called The Book of Eternity, which was her debut novel. Don't you guys just love that title already?
Yes.
I read that and I was like, I'm in. She is the head of Happy Wanderer Films. It gets better right there, right? She is the head of Happy Wanderer Films, Inc., and the writer, co-director of the award-winning short film, And Then She Was Gone. A film and television actor, she received a SAG Award for Best Ensemble Cast for her portrayal of Lillian on HBO's Boardwalk Empire. When Jacqueline was little, her parents nicknamed her Happy Wanderer because as soon as she could walk, she was always eager to explore, often wandering off on her own adventures. That sense of wonder never left her. She's still happiest when she's wandering, whether through new worlds in her imagination or on real-life adventures with her Shi Tzu pup and partner in crime, Shadow. Jacqueline's imagination knows no bounds. She's time-traveled with angels, swam with dolphins without needing to come up for air, and ridden dragons through magical forests. She's forever grateful to her parents for nurturing her creative spirit and encouraging her to dream beyond the ordinary. Jacqueline has a background in writing and filmmaking. Her storytelling continues to guide her through every world she creates on screen, on the page, and beyond.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Jacqueline, today we want to know, what is your one happy thing?
So originally I was going to talk about dogs because they are my one happy thing, but I kept coming back to this one thought. And a couple of weeks ago, my son had a baseball game and he was up at bat and he hit his first home run. And not only was it a home run, but unbeknownst to me, it was a grand slam because the bases were loaded. And I'm a first-time baseball mom, so I'm still learning all of this stuff. And he's 8, so he ran the bases and everybody is really excited and he crosses home plate and his team goes and they hug him and they high-five him. They're such a great group of boys. And then they all run in the dugout, but he comes to me. He runs off the field and he comes to me and he hugs me really tight. And then he looks up at me and he said, "Mommy, did you see that?" And I said, "I did." And he said, "I love you." And I said, "I love you too." And his sister was right there. And he looked at me and said, "Thank you." And then she hugged him and she said, "That was really good. I'm proud of you." And he hugged her. And then he went into the dugout. So that right there for me is my one happy thing, because I'd like to think I'm doing something right as a parent. And that magical moment for me is something I will remember for the rest of my life. And I can always go back to it and just replay it over and over and over.
Oh my gosh. I love that. So is this older sister or younger sister?
Younger. So he's 8 and she's 5.
Oh, wow.
And yeah.
I love that he wanted to come right over and hug you and just to make sure you saw what happened, because it's so funny because of course you saw what happened. You know, you're at the game, but it meant so much to him to have you watching what he did and how is amazing. All those kids running in. I mean, what a fun experience for him. But it was so important that you were part of it. And then his little sister. I think that's so sweet.
That's a lovely story. We get every now and then an affirmation about parenting that just opens our hearts, doesn't it? And when they come, you just have to hold on to it and remember it always. I love that you're going to take this memory out and remember it again and again. Because during the tough times, this is a great one to remember, to have in your back pocket, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'll always have it in my back pocket, and I can always, bring it out, and I can talk about it with him as he gets older, and even his sister, because she was a part of it. Right. And they're so innocent when they're this age.
Yeah.
Like you had said, Jennifer, he said, "Did you see it?" And I'm thinking, of course I saw it, and I was very excited, but I just tried to play it cool. But I was happy for him. But my one happy moment was when he came over and he hugged me, because I had no idea he was going to do that. I thought he was going to run in the dugout with his friends. And so that
Right.
he came over to me just meant everything to me.
Oh my God, I love
That's
it.
really
So
great.
I played softball when I was younger, and I played all the way up until high school. And I had a grand slam also one time, and I was probably close to his age. So, probably now I'm not sure how easy or how difficult that is when you're 8. Maybe it's more difficult if someone misses the ball in the outfield. But I remember the next morning, my daddy used to pack my lunch every day, and it was the little brown bags that, you rolled down the top, and he would write my name on it sometimes. Most of the time, I think he wrote my name on it, but occasionally, and just so you know, my dad was not real, I don't say wasn't real sentimental, but he wasn't really overtly sentimental, not leaving me sweet messages or anything. But the next morning when I got up, he had written on my bag "Grand Slam" with a smiley face. And I thought,
Aw.
oh,
Oh,
because as a little girl and as your son, there is an element that feels so special when our parents are proud of us, that it's just like, wow, my daddy's proud of me. Like I can take over the world. It just feels like so empowering as a young person, because they are who, he's looking up to you. You're his role model. You're always there for him. You love him, you care for him, and he wants you to see, he's like the first person you run to when he's got a boo-boo, but now it's fun to see him run to you when he's got something that he can't wait to share, and you're the first person he thinks of, which is so special.
hmm yes, it was all I could do. I got very teary-eyed, and then it was all I could do not to cry. And yeah, it was such a wonderful experience, because as you never know what's going to happen when you're at the plate. You don't know if you're going to hit the ball, not hit the ball, if you're going to have an out. And just the fact that he hit a home run, like to the fence, and
Wow.
he's so little, and nobody expected it. And so I was so happy that he was so happy.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I find happiness in what my children do, which is what parents do. And yeah, just the fact that he came to me forever, that will be in my heart.
Right.
Carrie, Maddie, as parents and remembering back when you had your little ones, do you have moments like that too, where it just like made your heart swell, that you just thought, wow, I'm doing okay. I feel like often just hearing people talk about it, they feel like maybe they're not doing so well as a parent, that's their experience of it. But, us looking in, we're like, I'm sorry, you're doing amazing. Like, there are moments where we are human, but you have moments you remember that you felt like, oh my God, I'm okay. I'm raising my kid. He's going to be, or she's going to be okay.
Well, there's lots of those little moments that come up. My son's baseball experience was kind of the opposite, I have to say. He would sit in the outfield and make daisy chains, out of
Oh,
and every now and then I would see the coach just look at him and then stop the game and walk out there, and I'd just be like, "Don't kill him, please don't kill him. He's only 7." And then he would like set him back on his feet, and then this is the game. And once he wandered off, the ice cream truck came. He wandered out of the game and went to the ice cream truck and got a popsicle. So it wasn't so much that, but
He had priorities.
he had priorities, and he only played one season, so that was probably best.
oh.
But he was, my kids have always just in little moments, really shown up. I remember one time he said to me, he said, "I have to tell you, you've been the best mom to me ever. You've just always cared about me and always been there. My daughters, I think now that they're adults, would say that, but he said that as a teenager. I was like, oh my goodness, this I've made it. Could you sign something? Could we keep this? Can I put this on the wall? The girls, meanwhile, were like, are you going to wear that when you get to school? You may not get that with your 5-year-old daughter. I hope not, but it's a different dynamic sometimes. It really is.
So here's my sports story for my this is for my eldest son, and actually love this. This is a boy who was very sweet and very thoughtful very early on. So this is the child, I think, when he was maybe 4, and I hear him outside with his friend out in the backyard, and he says, Bryson, that's not the way to express your anger.
Did he get that from you?
Probably, but this child, so the fallout of that being when a kid like that gets to school and stuff, there are other kids that might be a little bullying or whatever. So we got into hockey one year, and I'm born in Canada. I'm like, my boys should learn how to skate and play hockey. So they're little league. They learn how to skate. They do all the things. And then this kid figured out the checking was a thing. I don't know if you know anything about hockey, but what checking is, you actually deliberately slam into somebody and slam them up against the side rail so that they don't get to the puck, right? It's not against the rules. You're not really hurting anybody because everybody's in pads. And my very, very gentle son learned to just be a check-in machine all of a sudden one time. And I remember I'm sitting there watching and I'm laughing, but with great delight, actually. I'm like, this is actually really pretty cool. You're learning to feel powerful in a wholly unexpected sort of a way. And that was kind of cool. So different.
Yeah.
So these are these moments that you can hang on to, like Jacqueline was saying. You can revisit them. You can just obviously you're all smiling telling these stories, so all these years later they're still very precious. So Jacqueline, many years from now, when you're thinking about the Grand Slam, it's just such a precious moment that you get to carry forever. But I want to ask you about something that Carrie already led in with, the title of your debut novel, The Book of Eternity. Like, it's instantly, we want to know what it is. We want to be in the book. We want to know what's happening. We want to read it. Will you give us your elevator pitch? What is this book? What's it about?
Sure. It's one book, one curse, two souls bound by love. And it's just a little longer. It's about 16-year-old Gray, who is grieving after the loss of her father. And she moves to Sleepy Key with her mother and her twin brother. And there, as her and her brother are exploring the woods, an ancient book falls from above, and she touches it, setting off the fight for her soul between two groups of angels, the fallen and the surge. And I've gotten a lot of feedback because it is young adult, but a lot of adults are reading it, and the grief factor and the mother-daughter, mother-son relationship has been appealing to a lot of adults as well. So I've been very fortunate, in that way. And I'll put all three of you in the next one because it's a trilogy. So I'll make sure you're all in there.
I want to be one of the good guys, though.
You got it.
I want to be. Are the surge angels that are considered more like light angels rather than the fallen angels?
Yes.
Okay, so I need to be in the surge.
You'll be in the surge. Definitely.
I love this. So, I still read young adult. Carrie, you and Maddie, do you still read young adult novels? I mean, did you ever age out of those? Or you kind of read anything
that's deep. They're so deep and wonderful. They really are. And hard to write, I think, don't you? Because you have to tread that line between adults affairs and things and children's books, because I would imagine that a lot of really young teens want to read YA as well.
Yes.
So have you found that too, like your age group, that were you cautious or careful, or how you were constructing it? Did you always know it was young adults?
I did know it was young adult. I tried to keep it clean. When we were editing it, the publishing company wanted me to make it a little more spicy. And I said, no, I just don't want to do that. And then grief came into it, which was not expected at all. So it kind of took on a life of its own. And I just followed it, and it became something really unexpected. I expected it to be completely fun, YA, and it went a little deeper than that. So it's fun. It's fun when that happens.
It is.
Isn't
Carrie,
it
that sounds
amazing? We've talked about that before, that books do that. When we start writing them, they kind of lure us in, like, come on in, it's just going to be fun. We're just going to play. Everything's going to be light and easy. And then you accept the challenge, you accept the idea, you make a contract with your book, you get in, you start writing, and all of a sudden it says, by the way, I didn't tell you.
Yes, every book I've written has done that to me. So true. And often I've handed in a synopsis of the book that lured me in, and then I have to explain, well, there was another book really underneath that wanted to be told. But it works out, doesn't it? Because that's the better book. The one that
does.
Yeah.
It does. It makes you dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
I think, at least in my situation, it did. Maybe I went places I didn't really want to go, but my characters went there, and I just said, I'm just going, and I went, and it worked out. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, if you don't follow them, they pout, and then it turns into just being a terrible book.
Exactly.
Do what they want.
Yes,
And
they
then
know
you have to
better than I do.
Take them out for breakfast and feed them muffins and things. That's what Mary does with her. So Jacqueline, this book is already out in the world for us to read, correct?
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
It was released February 24th of this year.
Okay.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you all are intrigued and you want to go out and read the Book of Eternity, which I'm sure you do, you can go find it. We'll drop a link in our show notes. Would love to hear from you, our readers, just about something that lit you up, either with your kids or your fur babies. It's just one of those moments that you go back to and remember and just go, ah. We'd love to hear about that from you.
So I'll talk about my fur baby.
Sure.
She was my firstborn, and she taught me patience, and she taught me what it was like to care for a child, because they're infants. They're forever infants, right? They don't talk, they need help, and yet they give so much back. So I always say she knows all my secrets, because she's always there for me, and she goes everywhere, with me. She has a problem with the squirrels, though, I can tell you that. And she'll go to the front door and she will bark, and she's a little Shi Tzu, and she will bang that door, and we have to go out and chase the squirrels away. And if we pick her up before we do it, she makes this sound like, you're ruining my street cred. Put me down. I don't look tough like this. And then we have to put her back down. But yes, she brings such incredible joy, to our lives, and they're just amazing. They're just incredible.
What's her name?
Shadow.
Great.
Oh, I love it.
Shadow.
Well, Jacqueline, thank you so much for coming and sharing your happy moments with us, with your fur babies, with your kids. We just loved having you. And we also love finding new books to read. We can never have too many books to read. And this one honestly sounds really incredible. While you were talking, I was getting chills, and I was like, oh, I must read this book, which I love that when books, they tell you how to write it, but then they tell the readers, hey, you need to read me. So tell us real quick, how can readers find you? I mean, I know you do more than writing, like books, you're a storyteller just all across the board, but how can we find you easy, whether that's your website or social? How would you like for our listeners to connect with you?
I think my website, because it has all my social information on there as well, and it's simple. It's JacquelinePennewill.com. And all the information is on there, where you can purchase the book, all about the characters, the settings, and all the social media information is on there as well.
Okay.
Maybe you should spell your name so people who are just hearing this would be able to find it.
Sure. It's Jacqueline, Jacqueline, Pennewill, PENNEWILL.com.
Great.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
And
And
we'll put it in
all of that in the show notes. Is that what you were saying, Carrie? We're talking at the same time.
That's
We'll include all that in your show notes. But thank you so much for joining us again. And as always, for our listeners, you can find us at onehappythingpodcast@gmail.com. Send us emails. You can leave us comments. You can subscribe to us on all the listening platforms, including YouTube. And we look forward to our next episode. Thank you again, Jacqueline, for being with us. And we will be back with y'all soon.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for tuning in to One Happy Thing. We hope today's episode brought a little extra joy your way. If you loved it, help us spread happiness by subscribing and leaving a review. And join us next time for One Happy Thing.
Yeah, yeah.